Hi Sagittarius, this is your guys' reading for Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across this reading, I believe is when you're meant to hear the messages that are coming through. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading and that this is not going to resonate for every single Sagittarius out there. If you guys know your other placements, feel free to check those out as well. So let's start here for my Sagittariuses for Sun, Moon, and Rising. What's happening for my Sagittariuses for Sun, Moon, and Rising? All right. We have the Five of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Page of Rods, Justice, and the Four of Cups. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot card. So, Sag, what I am getting here is you're having a really difficulty walking away emotionally from a situation that was unfair. And I feel like it was unfair in many ways that was even obvious to you and perhaps even obvious to other people around you. There just seems like something that somebody could have said or done that was just cruel and uncalled for. For some of you guys, you just had to go through, and even maybe it was in a court case as well, it could be. But there's something here for some of you that either way, whether somebody tried to sue you or do something to you that was unjust, I'm also just getting to that it was just kind of blatantly obvious that it was just kind of, that it was unnecessary. And I feel like you've tried to walk away from it. So mentally, it feels as though you're trying to move on. You tell yourself, okay, there's something I can do about this. It's time to move forward. But emotionally speaking, there's a party that's like, it stings still. It hurts. I don't know how to move on from this. This was just so cruel and just uncalled for. And I feel like there is that pain in your heart that you feel when it comes to this individual specifically, because I don't think it's just a situation. I feel like somebody put you in that situation. They really hurt you in that way, because I feel like for a lot of you guys, you were placed in a situation where, again, it was just kind of uncalled for. But I feel like you tried to handle it well. And you did what you could do to make yourself feel better and to do better. But there's still this part of you that just, you're in a lot of pain. There is this sense of, again, this injustice that you just cannot for the life of you move forward from. But it's not so much meant to, like, maybe you go out and you still do your stuff. There's things you still have to do. But there's just this part of you that has to grieve over the loss or over the belief of somebody that you thought you knew. So for some of you guys, I'm really getting that you knew this person. This was kind of close to home for you. This is something that it was just really, you just don't know if you can move on from this. Even though you've tried on several occasions, you've tried to rationalize it. And that's, I think, where you're messing up there, Sag, just because it's easier to rationalize, like, okay, yeah, I can't do anything about this. This person's terrible. You could even have cut this person off. But emotionally, there's still this part of you that feels so hurt and so betrayed that you just don't know how to cope or how to handle that. And nothing right now seems like a good, solid solution for you. There's a part of you that's kind of in this melancholy attitude. You feel like It's almost like everything is a little bit clouded for you. It's harder to see things for what they are, or it's harder to just kind of make out what decision or choice you should make moving forward, because there is this part of you that just feels so drained emotionally, that feels like there is this no going back feeling. You feel like you just cannot heal from this. This is even maybe at one point in time too as well, Sag. This could have even impeded the way that you view relationships in general, or people in general. Maybe now you're even more afraid to open up to people. There's a part of you that wants to kind of push yourself away further from others because of what this person has done to you. I'm also getting too that this person's words could have cut deeply. There's definitely something here where you choosing to walk away, or you choosing to not continue the confrontation, was the best thing for you, but for your mental and your emotional health. But emotionally, you're needing to take that time for yourself. It's okay to take time out and cry. I even feel like maybe even journaling. So I'm not a huge fan of journaling, even though writing down my thoughts really helped me out. I'm just not good at it, right? I always forget to do it, but I feel like if you could write it down and then maybe burn the letter or just throw it away, it's going to help you kind of clear your mind of this situation. I am definitely getting here, Sag, that whatever this situation was, it just kind of led you questioning yourself and the decisions that you make. But it's also like there's something here. There's something that you were meant to learn, or something that you can learn from this situation that can help you move forward. Because there is this sense of, I can't move on because it's like there needs to be some form of forgiveness, and doesn't have to be the person who betrayed you, but you need to learn to forgive yourself, because I think that one of the reasons you're having a hard time moving on emotionally, Sag, is because you're taking it way too personal. You're personalizing this person's behavior as if it's something wrong with you. I feel like shame has been mixed into this, and I think that's one of the main emotions that is holding you back from moving forward. And it's this lack of not being enough. Shame robs us of feeling like we are enough. And I feel like this person could have provoked, or could have slashed back open this wound of shame that you've experienced. And because of that, you're not quite able to quite move on from this situation. And I feel like that is one of the caveats here. It's like learning to appreciate yourself and knowing that, and let's just be honest here, there are people in this world that likes to see other people get hurt. As terrible as that is, we cannot turn a blind eye to some of the behaviors that us as mankind have, the more darker side of humanity. And I feel like maybe you unfortunately came across somebody who at the time they didn't care about your feelings. This person only thought about themselves. This individual is very selfish. And the truth of the matter was this person probably had their own hidden agenda. And another thing too is sometimes we don't even realize, we can date people that are envious of us, right? And you would never know that they were jealous or envious, and you're dating them. We have friends and family that are like that, and you never realize it until they backstab you, or until they say something just at the right moment when it clicks in, like, oh my goodness, this person has bad or ill intent. So sometimes we don't see it, because a lot of times our enemies will put a smile on their face and act like they're happy for you when they're not actually happy for you. And I feel like you're around somebody here, Sag, that was in misery, in their own dismay, in their own self-loathing, that they could not see how their actions could truly impact another person's soul. And I feel like this individual really robbed you of a way of feeling like you were worthy. And I think that it's because you took it so personal of this person's attack. But the truth was it was more that this person saw something inside of you, Sag, that they wished that they could obtain, that they wished that they had in themselves. And because you were showing that to them, the only thing that they could do was try and beat it out of you, try to take that away from you. And I feel like this person didn't want to see you shine. They didn't want to see you achieve certain things. And so this individual tried to plant in your head a seed of doubt, a seed of unworthiness. And you're having to learn to rip that back out. You're having to learn to heal in yourself and say that just because this person did that to me does not mean that there's something inherently wrong with me. Does not mean that I have to take that personally. Because the truth is a lot of the times people are going to hurt us because they're hurting. And that's not a great excuse. And that's not to like take somebody off the hook for their actions, but it's just to show you that, a lot of the times it's not necessarily what is wrong with us, but really what's going on in their own psyche, what's going on in their own mind. And you don't normally see what goes on in someone else's mind because you're not them. And so we can't take things personally because people have their own beliefs. People were born and raised differently than us. Even if it's a sibling, they have a different beliefs than we did because they were treated a little differently or they saw things differently. And so not two people have the same morals or the same morality. And I think that's another thing that you're coming to learn here, Sag, is not everyone has the same heart as you, and not everyone has the same morals as you. And that doesn't mean that you're right or they're wrong or vice versa. It just means that you met somebody that was not compatible with your standards, your beliefs, and who you are as a person. And so unfortunately, you got caught up in this person's web and this person's lies and their traps. And I feel like whatever this individual could have done to you that was uncalled for even. So I'm going to pull here the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck here for the closing messages. But yeah, I just really feel like you needed to hear this, that it's not anything to really do with you. Don't take what other people say or do to you personally. And if it hurts you in some way, then clearly there was a wound there before them that got re-triggered, right? So we have to look at it in these ways to kind of help us figure out how to heal and move forward, because healing and moving forward is a hard thing. Forgiving somebody is a hard thing. And you don't have to forgive this person, but I do think you should forgive yourself and move forward. Do what's best for you at this time. Because I feel like you're dealing with somebody here who could have hit below the belt, who just really did not consider your beliefs and your feelings in this situation. So we have here release. I do feel like you had to release this person, but as well as having to learn to release this emotionally, because I feel like shame and just this, I can't believe this happened. It's like a shock. It's like an overwhelm. This person overwhelmed you. This person shocked you with their actions. And it's having to learn to release these negative emotions that you're attached to, because I feel like for some of you guys, this could have happened weeks, months, or even years ago, but you're still really harboring or holding on to it. We also have here prayer. So maybe you feel like you need to pray for this person, or like I said, sometimes people will do things that really hurt us, and sometimes we just have to say to God or the universe, like, give this person love, give this person guidance, because, we don't really know what people are going through. And the fact that somebody just did that to you and hurt you in a way that was inappropriate caused to have to really put yourself in their shoes, and maybe really realizing that, it's not your fault. And maybe just even giving that person sympathy. And that's kind of what I got from prayer, is maybe just giving them the sympathy and saying, let God or let the universe handle them, but I wish them well. It's almost like sending that off, right? And saying, like, instead of wanting to, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to get justice for the injustice that you experience, but you don't always want to put back out the extra negativity that has already happened, right? So sometimes for your own safety and for your own love and your own heart, sometimes it's best just to say to yourself, this person must have been in a lot of pain. I send them love. I wish them well, and release it and let it go. Even though it's a very difficult thing. And I think this individual taught you a thing about perseverance, taught you how to be more resilient in yourself, because whatever this was, I felt like it was not an easy thing that you had to go through here, Sag. So I feel like this person really had to teach you to persevere and growth. So I feel like you've really grown from the situation. You've matured from this past situation and this past hurt because of how this went down. And you've had to teach yourself that, you know, just because this happened, it was not okay, did not mean that this was all right, that happened. But at the same time, having love and compassion for yourself and others around you, I think has shown you your true colors and this person's true colors. This is also joy. You will experience joy again. I feel like you were around somebody, and I think that one of the things that is going to happen here is you're going to have to grieve through this, and once you grieve through this, you're going to find your joy again, because you're going to recover. You are going to recover from this, Sag, and you are going to heal from this. But I did sense grief was an issue for you, and you will come back to that state of joy again, because I feel like you're not going to allow this person to rob you of any more joy. This person has already taken so much from you. Why would you allow them to continue to take your future, to allow this person to take your joy in the now and taking the joy in your future? So it's like you're really learning to heal and grow, and you're maturing. You are understanding that there are people out here that will take from you, people that will lie and steal from you, but you're choosing to not become that. You're choosing to forgive, you're choosing to move forward, and you're choosing to grieve. It's like you're taking the path that's kind of less traveled, because not everybody will do this, but I feel like because of that, you have grown, you have matured, and you have persevered. And so it's almost as though this has shown you your truest strength. This has shown you how powerful you really are, Sag. So that's really what I have for my Sagittariuses. I really hope that this resonated and helped you in some way. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great and wonderful day, Sag. Thank you. Bye.